Bro, I'm not even going to lie to you. The first time I saw this new skill in eFootball, I didn't react with excitement. I reacted with pure confusion. Like the kind of confusion where you just stare at your screen for a full minute, hoping the game will explain itself. Because tell me why you open the new pack. You see shiny cards, you see insane ratings, you see the usual skills like passing boosts, shooting boosts, dribbling boosts, and then suddenly you see this golden badge, attack trigger, and immediately your brain goes, okay, cool. But what does that even mean? Because attack trigger sounds less like a football skill, and more like something you'd see in a military game. Like, bro, are we playing football? Or are we about to launch missiles? I swear when I first read the name, I thought, this must be some kind of shooting boost. Like maybe when the player touches the ball, they'll suddenly start shooting rockets from midfield. Maybe it would give insane power shots. That's what we all expected. But then we actually read the description, and that's when everything got weird. Because the official explanation is, increases all teammates' attacking awareness when this player has control of the ball. And when you read that for the first time, it doesn't even sound crazy. It just sounds small, like something you would ignore. Like, oh, okay, cool, little AI boost, whatever. But then you actually test it in a real match, and that's when you realize something terrifying. This skill is not small. This skill is not cosmetic. This skill is not just a minor upgrade. This skill is basically a hidden brain upgrade for your entire team. And once you understand how important attacking awareness is in eFootball, you'll realize why this skill might secretly be one of the most broken mechanics Konami has ever added. Now let's start from the biggest misunderstanding. Most players think stats like speed, finishing, and dribbling are what win games. And yes, those stats matter. But the real secret stat that decides matches is movement intelligence, because in eFootball, the biggest frustration has never just been, my striker is slow, or my midfielder can't pass. No, the biggest frustration has always been this. Why is my team just standing there? You know exactly what I mean. You're holding the ball, you're waiting for a run, you're waiting for movement, and your teammates are just frozen, watching you, doing absolutely nothing. And then you lose possession and get countered. That moment right there is where attacking awareness comes in. Because attacking awareness controls how fast players react to possession changes, how quickly they start runs, how smart their positioning becomes, how aggressively they move into dangerous spaces. So when attack trigger says it increases all teammates' attacking awareness, what it's actually saying is, your entire team suddenly becomes smarter in attack, and that is insane. Now here's where things get scary. Because the effect of this skill is not something you can see visually, it just happens. And the first time you notice it, it feels almost creepy. Because imagine this, you win the ball in midfield. You pass to your playmaker who has attack trigger. The moment he controls the ball, suddenly your striker starts sprinting forward aggressively. Your winger instantly makes a diagonal run. Your fullback begins overlapping earlier than usual. And you didn't press anything. You didn't trigger a manual run, they just moved automatically. And your brain goes, wait, why is my team suddenly playing like this? That's attack trigger working. It's like flipping a hidden switch that tells your entire team, go into attack mode now. Now think about how big this actually is. Because football and eFootball is not just about what you control, it's also about what your AI teammates do without the ball. And before this skill existed, you had to manually create runs. You had to force movement. You had to constantly fight against passive AI behavior. But now, the game does half the work for you. Your teammates become proactive. They start thinking ahead. They anticipate space. They attack gaps faster. And this makes your entire gameplay feel faster, smoother, more fluid, more realistic. But also, way more dangerous. Because defenders now have less time to react. Here's something most players don't realize. Attack trigger doesn't just make players run more, it makes them run smarter. And that difference is huge because normal AI runs are often random. Players might run straight into defenders. They might move into crowded areas. They might mistime their movement. But when attacking awareness increases, runs become more intelligent. And that's when you realize this skill doesn't just boost individuals. It boosts your entire attacking system. One of the craziest parts about attack trigger is how it feels like your teammates can read your mind. Because the moment you think about passing to someone, they are already moving into space. Before you even decide what to do, before you even look up, they're already making the run. And this creates a psychological advantage. Because your opponent is reacting to movement that happens faster than normal. They don't get time to adjust. They don't get time to reposition. And suddenly your attack feels unpredictable. Now let's talk about the scariest part, facing this skill. Because using it feels amazing. But playing against it, it's a nightmare. Because when your opponent has attack trigger, you start noticing weird things. Their players move faster off the ball, their runs happen earlier, their positioning feels perfect. And you start questioning your own defense. You think, is my game lagging? Are my defenders slow? Why can't I mark anyone properly? But it's not your defense. It's their boosted attacking awareness. Their team is simply thinking faster. And in a game where milliseconds matter, That advantage is massive. Why Konami is actually evil. For this, let's be honest for a second. Konami knew exactly what they were doing. Because they didn't just release another stat boost, they released something subtle, something hidden, something that changes gameplay without being obvious. And that's why it's so dangerous. Because casual players will underestimate it. They'll think it's just a small bonus. Meanwhile, high-level players will use it to completely dominate matches. And once the competitive community fully understands this skill, it might become part of the meta. The real reason this skill exists, if you really think about it, this skill solves one of the biggest complaints players have had for years, which is, my teammates don't make enough runs. Instead of rewriting the entire AI system, Konami created a shortcut. They created a skill that temporarily boosts attacking intelligence. So now movement becomes situational. When the attack trigger player has the ball, your team becomes hyperactive. When they don't, things go back to normal. It's actually a clever design, but also extremely powerful. The future is scary. Now imagine this skill becoming more common. Imagine multiple players in one team having it. Imagine your midfield, wings, and attack all capable of triggering awareness boosts. That would mean constant waves of intelligent runs, constant pressure, constant attacking chaos. Matches would become much faster, much more aggressive, and much harder to defend. And honestly, we might be entering a new era of eFootball gameplay, where AI intelligence becomes more important than raw stats. Final thoughts. So after testing this skill, after playing matches with it, after facing it online, one thing is clear. Attack Trigger is not just another fancy badge. It's not just marketing hype. It's not just a minor AI tweak. It's a mechanic that fundamentally changes how your team behaves in attack. It makes players smarter, it makes movement sharper, it makes attacks more fluid, and it creates a huge advantage for players who understand how to use it properly. So the next time you see that golden badge, don't ignore it, because that small description increases all teammates' attacking awareness when this player has control of the ball. Might be the most powerful single sentence Konami has ever written, because what it really means is, the moment this player touches the ball, your entire team becomes dangerous. And honestly, that is both amazing and absolutely terrifying.
It was night and day when you entered the space of me. Trade release debated, stuck in your gravity. Burn me alive with your cutting stare, crushed in the dive of your flooding prayer. I wanna taste of your freedom. I wanna taste of your freedom. Frozen inside when you're not there. Weight of the world on me, I don't care. I wanna taste of your freedom. I wanna taste of your freedom.